Okay, so you want to see what I've been up to.
Hello everyone, so the video you're about to watch is recorded before this, but I ended up cropping a lot of this out just to put it on this channel. So before I play the main video, I did just kind of want to mention that I have been gone for quite some time, and that's because some of you may know, if you followed me on Instagram, I had a very small following and then I stopped posting for a while. I have autism and ADHD, and I ended up hyper fixating on a different hobby for a few years. And it got worse and worse, but I have finally bounced back. I do fully intend to make more tutorials much more regularly than I used to. At least that is the hope. I'm not going to force myself because that's usually when I tend to not do things. But I have basically, the past few weeks or 2 months, have been rebranding my shop. And you're looking at my carpet right now since I'm recording this at 12:30 in the morning, so midnight. I have redesigned my logo. I am clearing out listings and re-photographing certain photos for some of my patterns and such, and I'm going to be focusing more towards like boho chic type items or cottagecore and stuff like that, less of the pastels and what have you, just because it's not that popular, and I think my shop needs to really do some growing up for growth to happen. And another thing I did do is I got my domain back. I will link it down below, but it won't show if you click on it right now because I am still editing that website. So everything is going to be priced according to the hours I worked on it. Full disclosure, I'm charging $19 per hour. That is a little bit above minimum wage where I'm at, so I'm not asking for a lot, especially when you have to remember on top of that I have to pay fees and I will owe taxes and all of that junk for the sale of these goods. So the price of materials, an hourly rate, and then shipping or fees if required. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't. I have a personal one that kind of shows less professional side of things, and then my shop Instagram, which is pretty much just completed photos. Possibly I'm gonna do like short form content over there as well, maybe on TikTok. I'm not sure if I want to redo TikTok again. And then I also have a personal blog channel or vlog channel, and it's slow form content. There's no talking. It's just kind of more aesthetic shots and crafts I'm working on, so I just kind of bring you along with me. So with all of that being said, obviously I'm not going to show everything that I've done so far in this video, but I do want to show you what I have so far. And definitely subscribe if you haven't already for the tutorials and such. And I would also like to hear what you guys would like tutorials of, or something you'd want to see made. I can obviously post in the community tab photos of ideas or little drawings of stuff I might want to do. All I ask is that you please do not recommend like character designs and such. Upon coming back into the crochet community, I'm seeing so many people on YouTube that are either new to crochet or selling, and they seem to not understand that you owe taxes on the income you earn, at least in the US. I can't speak for anywhere else. In the US, you owe your state sales taxes on the items sold if your state collects sales taxes, and you also owe federal taxes and self-employment taxes on the income you make. And another big issue I'm seeing a lot of people not understanding is that they are trying to sell trademarked, copyrighted, and licensed characters. Like, I know Winnie the Pooh recently became public domain. I'm seeing so many people come out with Winnie the Pooh patterns with a red shirt. Red Shirt Winnie the Pooh is not public domain, only the Winnie the Pooh without the red shirt, so anything else is like illegal. So I don't want to contribute anymore to putting character designs out for people to make, solely for the reason that they may not know or have done the appropriate research before selling to understand that it is illegal to sell. And I don't want someone to accidentally make something using one of my patterns and then sell it illegally. And the same goes for like Pokemon or video game characters and stuff like that. Pokemon actually is cracking down on fiber artists right now for illegally selling their characters. Even if like reimagined, you can get penalties for even just the likeness being too similar or the name being like a few letters swapped. Illegal is illegal, and I'm not going to contribute to that. So anything that is not copyrighted or trademarked, I will happily try and work with you to come up with a pattern. So that being said, I am going to show you some of the items I have and plan to sell. So if you're interested in buying, some of these items are listed right now, some of them are not, and some items that are in the queue after the bibs and bonnets that you will see in my video is I am making, they're going to be like small crochet dolls. Here, I have a few behind me. So I have some of these dolls. And as you can see, there's like a variation in the color here, and this is just their underclothing. This isn't what they fully look like. And they're all different skin tones. I have 8 skin tones total. There's gonna be 8 girls with the white, which they're gonna be flower girls, which will be customizable, completely customizable. And then I will also offer additional accessories that you can add on for obviously additional fee. The base itself, not just the doll, but like the doll it's supposed to be in total, is going to have one solid price. So she is going to come with overalls and a flower hat. I do have overalls and a flower hat made. I just don't want to put it on right now because I'm trying to keep them kind of in the nude until I get all of them done. And so the flower and overalls will be included in the price. You get to pick the colors. And then additional things I'm thinking of are different types of hats in case you don't want a flower hat. And then there are also going to be leaf capes. So it kind of looks like bee wings that come down on either side, which I think will be adorable. And then there's going to be 8 girls, and instead of the white, it's going to be bee colors. And I will vary them so darker tones don't get stuck with just black yarn and stuff. You're more than welcome to customize those as well. So those will be in their own listing. And then I think I'm also going to be working on moth girls and more nature Mori dolls and stuff like that. But these are made with milk cotton, and I do not intend for these to be for children. Unless they're old enough to be safe around safety eyes. So, yes, that is the idea for now. I do have blankets and stuff as well that I'm currently working on. There's just so much to do and not enough time to do it, or I procrastinate too much in a day. My ADHD has me bouncing around too much to get much done each day. But yeah, so with that little bit, that currently 9-minute bit before editing being said, let's get into some of the stuff that I pre-recorded, and I will go ahead and link any patterns down in the description box below, as well as my Instagram and the slow form content vlog for crafting. I'm going to put the official product photos that I have thus far on the screen slowly. I'm going to start off with the Della Ducks.
If you have questions about where any of these patterns came from, because you're a crocheter or crafter yourself, just comment below and I will let you know. Sorry if you hear my bird. He's messing with one of the doors on the side of his cage. I opened it for him because he wanted me to, so he could take a bath outside of his cage, and I think he might want me to close it now, but I'm not going to. So the first ones are Dearest. I'm going to be selling large ones for I think $52, and then the small Dearest for $32. There is a pattern for the large and a different pattern for the small. The small one I did myself. I did not pay for the pattern. I just kind of modified the large pattern because I didn't want to pay the full price for this, basically the same thing with less work. So I just did it myself. I guess that's kind of a perk. I mean, I did still support the writer of the pattern, and I will credit them. They're credited on my Etsy shop in the listings as well. So those are it. I'm going to give people the options between certain velvet yarns for headbands, or like any color they want from my acrylic stash, which they do have to communicate with me about that, which is just, you know, I have so many colors. I'm not going to take pictures of all the yarn colors I have and then continuously update what I've run out of for one listing, so that's not going to happen. You have to reach out to me if you want a different color, but they are all pre-made and available already. The next one is the chamomile lovies, and I will not be giving the pattern to this one to anyone. I did modify this one though because I did not like how much yarn it ate up towards the bottom, and some of it did not necessarily make sense. The pattern consisted a lot of videos that were kind of jumping back and forth, and then in the PDF it would say, oh, this video is crucial to watch before you move on, and then you'd watch it and it'd give like no new information, nothing useful towards creating the pattern, and so it just kind of got jumbled in my brain, and so I skipped it. But I also just skipped the bottom to save yarn and money and reduce the amount of time I was charging for. I believe the large one for the chamomile is $80-something. This one did take me quite a few hours to make. I am a fast crocheter, but this one, mostly on the petals, it just took so long. It is quite large. My product photos will have sizes and all of that stuff as well. The small ones, I believe, are also $38, just like the mini Dearest, because I kind of wanted to have a baseline, at least for the cheapest price point. And then I don't have a photo of these ones because I didn't finish yet, because I just bought a baby pink and a baby blue, but let me show you what it's going to be made into. Okay, so now you have something to look at besides a picture. So the price of this is on my other phone, and I don't remember it off the top of my head. I can't remember if I made this the same price as the Dearest and the mini chamomiles, even though this definitely does take longer. Again, like I said, I kind of wanted a baseline, so these might be 38, these might be slightly more. So this lamb is what I was making. So what I want to do here is I want to make more in this colorway. I did finally buy more eyes. So I wanted to do like a white lamb with like a baby blue or a baby pink on the fur part. So I'm going to be making some of the pink and blue ones, or the pink ones, and then the blue ones, and then I'm going to be making more of this version here. The body is not stuffed. I mean, I put the tiniest bit of stuffing in here, and it is a no-sew pattern, but I thought they were so adorable. The hardest part is probably doing the crochet spiral all around the head, but otherwise it is absolutely adorable. I love this one a lot. So cute, like just the cutest little baby. I only have this one and like a smaller one, and then like a rainbow tie-dye one that I made so far. So I did not take product photos yet. I will be linking or listing the pink and blue ones separately from the gray and white ones, just to kind of keep it a little more cohesive. But I thought these were adorable. So those are the next one. Okay, and this one, I'm not sure if I'm gonna list or not. I think it looks kind of weird. It looked cute in their photo, but I used a different type of yarn. So it's this little elephant, his butt kind of, I don't know. They're pictures of it laying down, which I think it's really cute when it lays down. And this is its head. One of the ears kind of doesn't want to The ear construction was a bit weird, and when it came to the portion of the pattern where it came to crocheting on the ears, because you crochet on while you're going in the round, it actually had the ears backwards. It had the left one pictured in the right side's instructions and vice versa. So I just had to flip that. I did leave that in my review, so if you do want to buy this pattern, you can just go look at my review and it'll explain like the error so you can find it more easily. So my biggest issue with it is, besides the ears kind of curling, is that I don't like how long the body is. I would like to hear your opinion on this. Part of me kind of wants to maybe omit 2 of these rows here and just bring him down so he's a little bit rounder like that. But let me know what you think, because otherwise I think he's adorable. I don't know, I really, something's hitting me weird about the shape of the body. It's adorable, but that body. And I believe these will also be around $38 to $42, probably $38 if I'm honest. Just again, keeping at that base point. So this is something I haven't taken a photo of yet. He is my only one because I'm on the fence about making more. So absolutely let me know if you think I should make more of these and if I should shorten this body a little bit just to make him a little more plumpy. Okay, the next things I'm going to put up are, I'm just going to call them Peter Pan collars. They're not Peter Pan collars. They're layered scalloped collars. So I have this small one in a merino nylon blend. It is made from a sock yarn. It is tiny, tiny, tiny. This is absolutely a newborn size. Super cute hand-dyed yarn. This one is going to cost more, I think. I might have priced it lower than I normally would have for something made out of such expensive yarn, but that's because I've had this yarn for a long time in my stash. So in my head, I'm like, I didn't pay for that. There's no way I paid for that. So I count it as free materials, and I'm not going to charge for materials I didn't pay for. That's just kind of how it is. The next size up is, I believe, this white one, which is glittery, so I'll filter through a few of the photos. I believe some of the photos show the glitter better. And this one is, I think it's acrylic polyester yarn. I do list and label all sizes and fiber contents. And even though my business cards will say hand wash or machine wash on gentle in like a pillowcase or something, I am tagging all my items with a brown tag with the price, the name of the item, and on the back side it will have more specific wash or care instructions, just because, you know, I didn't want to print like a bunch of different versions of business cards because I think you have to buy them in like 50 quantities of 50, and I really didn't want to buy that many because there's so many different fibers out there that have different washing needs. So that is the next size up. And then the largest one, which can also fit an adult, it's meant to fit loose, so it's supposed to be for a child, but I already tried it on and it fits me comfortably and I liked the way it looked. I just don't have an outfit to style it. Is this one here, which is kind of like a dark mauve color. It is in Caron Simply Soft, so it is 100% acrylic, but it's like soft acrylic, so it kind of looks like more mercerized cotton would, but it's not. It's acrylic, and I actually think I just ordered more of that yarn because I love it so much. I love that color. I'm obsessed with like these faded dull colors for some reason. So cute. So that is the third one of that. I'm trying to think. I'm going to put a few photos up on screen all at once as I can fit them. These are either going to be old products that I took new photos for, or new photos for PDF patterns. I just want to show off all the photos I took. So there's some new items in there as well. Okay, and then I'm not going to show winter stuff. I'm actually going to save that until it's seasonal, so I'm going to skip over those. And the next thing I have that I don't have photos of yet, so this is the only not finished set. So these are actually mug rugs. This pile right here is 80/20 wool acrylic. This one is not steamed or trimmed. If you don't know, you need to steam acrylic to get it to, I don't know what it's called, glass something in the glass stage, because acrylic will not block through wet blocking, because once it dries it's going to go right back, so you have to get it to a certain temperature for it to hold its shape. So the first set is this. I don't have the price with me right now. I'll put it on screen once my other phone's charged and I'm editing. So I'm selling these in sets of 4. Ignore how dirty this one looks because it's not done. And so I have the light color. I have these in this dark brown. And there's all 4. And keep in mind, the trim is not going to always be the same on all of them. I don't have like a roller to cut these. I hand cut these, and also some of them I blocked a little more aggressively. So some of them are a little more stretched out, but so there's the dark browns. And then I can't remember which of these colors it were. These were the same color. So one of them was old, and I bought that color again, but Lion Brand remade that color, and they like changed the labels for all of their woolies, so it does look different. So I think this is the old one, and this is what it looks like now. So I think whichever one, I could be wrong, whichever one is the old one, I cannot make more of. What I have is what I have, but I have these 2 shades here. This one's upside down, but for mug rugs. And then I have this light pink, which I bought, I think, 3 new balls of. One of the balls I'm using right now to knit a bag, and then the rest I made into these. And then those are going to cost a little bit more because the yarn is more expensive. And then I have cheap cotton ones just in case. So I have green. These ones are obviously a little bit rougher around the edges. It is a firmer cotton, but these ones are more resistant to heat, so if you plan to put like hot drinks on them, these are better. So I have this kind of olive green set. I of course again have the dark brown, because I can't not have dark brown. That's like a classic. And if I'm trying to go with more natural colors, this one is not 100% cotton, so I'm going to put that one aside for now. And then I have this colorway here, which this was my favorite, but it's not right now. I'll show you my current favorite. So those ones I think are all from just like the regular peaches and cream cotton. So these are from Stripey, so they're slightly softer, but it seems like the texture in Stripey varies heavily, but it is softer than the original. So the first one is this. They're all a little bit different too, but I love the way this one feels. And these ones are also a bit wider because even though it's supposed to be a 4-weight, it was thinner, and this seemed thicker than a 4-weight. So I lessened how many of these clusters I have there. And in this one and the wool ones, there's more because I could crochet it tighter. So there's those ones in Stripey. Then I have these purpley pink ones. Also super cute. And then my new favorite one, which I blocked these last night, and I also trimmed them last night, so now they're kind of getting warped because I put them away before they fully dried, are these like tan and like gray tan, I don't know, a bunch of different tans and beiges in here. These ones are definitely my favorite. I just really like the way these ones look, and these are all 100% cotton. Now I was gonna make a bunch of these. These ones are like floppy, but these ones would probably be the most expensive because the balls cost a lot more than Lion Brand, and there's not a whole lot in them. I mean, this is from Lion Brand, so, but it's like really soft. I can actually, I'm pretty sure it's cotton rayon. It is from the Kobu, which I have recently fallen in love with. So it looks like it's 51% cotton, 49% bamboo rayon, and it is a 3-weight. And I was going to make these in a bunch of colors, and I decided not to because I actually wanted to preserve this yarn for baby items, but I do have this one set here which is kind of more bougie, but I am going to list it under my cotton. But again, I will be specific about the contents of everything in the listing so you can see it before you buy it that this one is not just pure cotton. These are all going to be bandanas. I don't remember the price off the top of my head. I think I was going to price these for cheaper than the amount of time it took me. These all took me quite a bit of time, but I wanted something that I could have a lot of in my shop with a lot of different variation besides just mug rugs. So this one I did design myself. This is my first bandana. I did not wash or block this yet. You can see it's kind of got the tulip pattern going on and some fringe. So this is the first one. This second one, again, none of these have been washed and blocked except for, I mean, you'll see at the end. I don't know if I want to wash or block these ones. Maybe like steam this part, but I kind of like the crinkliness of this yarn, and these are all acrylic. So this one's just kind of like yellow tulips and such. This was the first one I made. So I have 3 of these, and these took the absolute biggest amount of time and were a big, big pain in my tookie. But I made these pom-pom bandanas, and this is actually from a tutorial here on YouTube. I will link it down below if I can remember in editing. So this is the first one. The center is acrylic. The pom-poms on all of these are made from milk cotton, which is an amigurumi yarn. So that's the first one. This is the second one. I wanted to do, again, since I'm trying to do more natural colors, I obviously wanted one with like greens and stuff in it. This one was probably the most difficult because I only had dark green milk cotton in a 4-weight, and the other ones were not 4-weight, so I had to like rip a strand or 2 out after cutting the length I needed for each pom-pom, so I had to measure and cut a lot of yarn. And then I didn't want to waste it, so any strands I took out, I put that length into part of the next pom-pom. So again, acrylic, milk cotton. And these are still items that are not listed yet. This one I do have a listing for somewhere on my Etsy. I just took it down because this is the first one I ever made many years ago, and it never sold. So I took the listing down. I was going to give it away in a Facebook giveaway group, but ended up not. So this is the very first one I ever made. This one more so mimics hers, though hers has white instead of the purple. And this one has a bunch of different colors in the pom-poms. And these next bandanas were the second biggest pain in my butt. So there is a pattern for these as well, and these ones are blocked, but I did put the veins on after blocking them, so I might need to do it one more time. I did get this yarn, I'm not going to say from an estate sale, but my partner's grandmother passed away a little bit ago. I think around the time we first met, actually. But his father gave me the yarn she had, so it does smell a bit odd. I did wash them once, and then I steam blocked them. I do plan to wash them again, but with detergent, because this is acrylic, so it should basically go back to this since I already steamed it and set the fiber. So I have this yellow one here, and this pattern, the price, I bought it, I think, from their Ko-fi. The price is not in US dollars, but for me it came out to $5+, so somewhere in the $5 range. And she actually has a whole book, but I only wanted this pattern, so I only bought this one. But they're all adorable, and I can link that below if you want. So I made this yellow one with a deep orange vein. I have this classic green one. I don't think I have any more of this green, but I have similar greens, so if I need to make more of these, I can. So I have this dark green one. And this is what the backside looks like, by the way. I am very good with weaving in my ends, so there's nothing hanging out, and they're not going to come undone. Still all acrylic, by the way. And then I have this red one, because I'm trying to go with autumn colors here, so I don't know if I want to list these now, but I know people like wearing leafy stuff in the summer too. So I have this red one with really dark red veins. And then this is my most recent finish, not totally done yet. Trying to figure out where the front is. I think this is the front. So I was thinking, I have like a muddy brownie orange, like a brownish dark orange, and I think I'm going to use that on this, just for that. I was going to make a light brown one of these, but I was like, okay, this is probably enough. I don't want to do overkill because I don't know if people are even going to like these, and I don't really want to waste time on making these because crochet takes a while, and I'm not just doing crochet. I'm also doing knitted items, handmade items, and like curated goods and stuff like that. So my time really matters. So I'm trying not to really do that. I mean, I will take custom orders for like any item as long as it's legal. But initially I'm just making products to kind of give people like ideas or stuff to browse with or see my skill level. But for the most part, I'm not going to keep making a bunch of different variations if they're not selling, you know? I'm going to use my listings to determine what works and what doesn't. So this is the last bandana. And then the next thing I am making here, these are the current pile of things I need to finish. So this is using the Kobu, and I absolutely love this seller. She has like a long explanation version and then like the short quick row version side by side of the pattern. So if you're a beginner, you can get detailed instructions, and if you're experienced, you can just go right through it. So these are both different patterns. This one's called the Lovely Bonnet, I believe, and this one's called the Lovely Bib. Hopefully I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I'll put the right thing on screen. So this is in mauve from the Kobu, and I believe I crocheted this in her small size with a 3.5 millimeter, and this perfectly comes out to the largest size in the pattern for measurements, not for stitch. So it just works out, and I have a little bit of yarn left from the Kobu balls as well, so I've been turning those into bag handles. And so I have the mauve set. I am making, I think this one's called Admiral. I just finished this one, so it's not blocked. So I have the Admiral set. And then I'm also, let me move some of the Painting Fairy stuff. I'm going to be doing a white. I don't remember what this one's called because it came to me without a label on it. So I got white, this off-white, and then this is called Russet. I thought this would be like a burnt orange. It is just literally like a dark mauve. And then the last one I'm going to do for these baby bonnets and bibs is this green one here, which is Bayberry, which I love this one. I do want to get a dark brown one soon, but they were sold out online, so I just didn't get it yet. But hopefully we'll see. I'm working on a ton of like items. I have plans. I have bamboo rayon that I'm gonna make like granny square kind of like vests with, but like the ribbing and then the armholes, because it's not gonna have sleeves, and the armholes and stuff are going to be knit. I also have a bunch of keychains I've been making. I'm still working on my knit bags that have cross stitch. I'm working on blankets that have cross stitch, and I will show that on my cross stitch channel. Another thing I have been working on is, let me organize this. And these aren't listed yet either, but I've been making stitch markers. I think I have 4 sets of these made. And it has glass beads, enamel, charms. There's real pearls in here, some gold-plated stuff and findings that I had. And then I did crochet this out of cotton. It's recycled cotton too, so don't worry. And then I slipped it around my business card for easy packaging, so I wouldn't have to buy custom packaging for these. So I have a few sets of these. I think they're absolutely adorable, and they are on the saddleback earring clips, but that's just like perfect for crochet or knitting in my mind, so that's why I went with those. And I'm gonna have several styles of these. This is the only one I've done so far though. But yeah, like I said, I'm also making a bunch of tops and what have you. I'm gonna be tufting some rugs with my tufting gun. I've done some punch needle rugs for plant pots and such. I'm trying to think what else I have planned. I might make some Ami sticks what else? Ooh, I have little glass jars, and I bought some thread, some really high quality, like durable cotton thread. So I was gonna fill these glass jars with like flower petals or something in it, like little keepsake jars, and then crochet like a little netting for it and turn that into necklaces as well for people. And then I have a bunch of bags, beyond the knit bags, I mean. This one's not one of the bags. This is going to be a book cover, if my thing would stop wiggling. This is going to be a book cover. This one took me a long time to make, so this is going to cost a lot. And I do want to try and line it, but this has... I did not use a pattern for this, by the way. I designed all of it myself, and I don't know if I'm going to put black dots on the ladybugs or not. But it goes up to here, and you can see it has beads on it, which was a pain in the butt to get on. And I also have a drawstring bag similar to this, which is right here. And it has little beads on the ties. And then the last thing I want to show you. So my camcorder is about to die. So I have this, it's lumpy right here because the handle's inside of it. I have a slightly different version. I used the thermal stitch to make this so it won't stretch. And there are bag clasps on it, and that's how they're all going to be. They're very strong and durable bags. And then I have one like this as well. I'm going to make a few different versions of these, and I can make these in less than a day. So hopefully these are quite affordable as bags as well. I have a ton of other stuff I've made. If I find anything I took photos of that I forgot to post, I will post them on at the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for taking an interest in what I've been up to. Thank you so much for checking in with me, and I hope you all are having such an amazing time crafting. I miss you all, but I am working so hard. All right, I will see you guys in the next one.